Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my Girl Crush series. This is a transvestigation series. It's taking a look at the girls from the 80s and 90s, like TV shows and movies that I had little crushes on and couldn't figure out why I was watching the show for this person and felt an attraction to growing up and now taking a look and wondering if they were actually girls or not. So that's what Girl Crush series is. So let's get into it. The one today, I wasn't sure if I should make or not. This is a little child actress by the name of Kaleena Kiff. And this is one of those things where I was like, who is that one girl on that show? I didn't even know her name. I just knew that when I was growing up, I had a little crush on this girl who was on the new Leave It to Beaver. And since I just did a whole video on Leave It to Beaver, and that was a transvestigation and just looking at all the weird things about that show, I'll link it here. Today, we're going to look at Kaleena Kiff from the new Leave It to Beaver. And like I said, I didn't even know her name. But I did go and kind of dive into her acting history. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. If you've heard of Kaleena Kiff, let me know in the comments. And if you were also a fan of the new Leave It to Beaver, let me know. Apparently, this show, some places, was also called Still the Beaver. So it's known as both. And you can find all of the episodes on YouTube. So this is the show as I remember it, the new Leave It to Beaver. And this is Kaleena Kiff. She played Wally's daughter, on the show, which was in the 80s. Wally is married and has a kid, and the Beav is married and has a couple of kids. And it's really a fun show. And in the 80s when this was on, I think this started in 1985, just to give you an idea. I was like 6. I remember watching the show when I was really young, like 6, 7. And this person, Kaleena Kiff, is 5 years older than me. So say she was like 11, 12. The show lasted for a few seasons. So then she became like a teenager, and I was a little kid, and I used to really enjoy watching this person on this show. I meant to say, in this picture and in the first one, I totally see little boy here. Let me know what you think. Cute little boy, but little boy. And just a disclaimer, everything I say here is just my opinion. I'm not stating facts. We are speculating, but it's just my thoughts. So here is Kaleena Kiff in the opening credits of Leave It to Beaver. And, they always do the big hair on these supposed girl child stars. But if you look at the face, you can totally see how that's, a little boy's face. And guys, TV is such a mind, F-U-C-K. I'm sorry. Look, they have to put her in front of a pink background with pink hearts, so we know that that's the girl, right? And then here's one from a later season. You can see he. I totally see a teenage boy there, right? And it's like no wonder I was like my little body was like attracted to this person. But yeah, more pink hearts, pink background, and more, look at the shoulders, turning into like a teenage boy here, my opinion. Okay, and I say you may have never heard of Kaleena Kiff because really, I think that was like the last show he was on. This child got their start. I don't know. I don't know everything about them, but I know that she was on a TV show from 1981 to 1983. I was literally 2 and 3 years old here. Okay, 2, 3, 4 years old here. Okay, so this show was called Love, Sidney, and I've never heard of it. I am somebody who is very well versed in media and pop culture stuff from the 70s and 80s, and the fact that I've never even heard of this show, I don't think this was a very big hit. I think they really wanted it to be, but it just wasn't. It got canceled after 2 seasons. And this show is starring Tony Randall here and Swoozie Kurtz. I'm sorry, I've never heard of her until this show. And Kaleena Kiff was their daughter. Now, we could probably transvestigate this whole cast. I have more pictures of them. But if they have like a transgender parents or like, adult leads, it's not like they're going to have like a regular kid. So that kind of gives it away too. And like, look, super cute kid, but I'm just not convinced that's a girl. The premise of this show was a middle-aged gay artist shares his New York apartment with a single mother and her little girl. And I guess the big deal with this show was that this was like the first like gay lead character ever on a TV show. This is like very early 80s. And it was supposed to be like pretty groundbreaking. And I read that this show did really well with audiences in like big cities that had a bigger gay population like New York and San Francisco. But pretty much everywhere else, it didn't do that well and it got canceled. You can see after 2 seasons. So, Kaleena did guest appearances on a lot of very famous TV shows. This is her on Three's Company. She was a little girl guest character on Three's Company. She did an appearance on the show TJ Hooker, and of course, you have to put her in pink from head to toe, so we know that that's a girl. That kind of looks like a little boy's watch, though. She also appeared, I believe, on a Christmas episode of Family Ties. I've seen most Family Ties. I don't remember this one. And I have to question, was she that good of an actress that she's on all of these shows? Now, she's super cute child. But what I noticed on the new Leave It to Beaver, when she got a little older, she's pretty much just kind of reading the lines the same exact way she would have said them when she was like 5 on this, on that other show when she was little. So my thing is, I think they use the same kids. Okay, like this is just my thought. This is just a speculation. They're not going to have a whole transgender cast and have a regular kid child star. So they probably use like the same kids on these different shows because they're all part of that club. You know what I mean? They've got to use the same ones. But, that's not to say she wasn't a cute little actress or anything like that. But she's on a lot of really big TV shows, and I'm kind of wondering why her career after New Leave It to Beaver, like it kind of seemed like she didn't do very much after that. But I have an interview we're going to take a look at later, and we'll talk about that more. All right, so here's Kaleena on this show, Love Sidney, with Tony Randall and this person, Swoozie Kurtz. But we're going to focus mainly on Kaleena because that's what this video is about. And in all of the photos I show you, I want you to just think of it as a boy instead of a girl, okay? Like, get rid of those bangs and, like, all the hair, okay? Like, really cute kid, but you can see where that would be a little boy. And a lot of times, like, the body will give it away, just like in my Curly Sue video where, like, that was totally the body of a boy. This one kind of especially, I want you to look at the body here. Okay, that just like looks like a little boy body to me. And even the face. I mean, it's a super cute kid. But like, let's look at the other cast members. That looks like every other transgender person on TV with like the square face and like, the nose pointed down, kind of deep eyes. That looks more like a male. And then you have Tony Randall with like the super oval face and the really high ears, just like that guy, the Sesame Street video that I did. If you haven't watched that, you have to watch that Sesame Street video. It's really good. And his little dental arch there, like, smaller mouth. So, yes, I'm speculating that all of these people are transgender here. Look at the way Kaleena is sitting. I love that name, by the way. It's such a beautiful, feminine, girly name. Like you would never suspect, but yeah, that's a pretty name. But look at the body and how he's sitting. It just looks like the way a little boy sits. Here again, I just think that looks like a little boy's face. And then they have to put them in dresses and tutus, of course. Oh my gosh. And then, like, this tranny person here in a tutu next to the kid. Look at the big square shoulders and the male, like, just chest area and male torso. One of my viewers pointed out how important it is to look at the torsos, but look at the jaw on this person. So, oh, here you have a man with the interlaced fingers. Interlaced fingers is a sign for transgender, in case you didn't know that. So we have all the signs here. That is scary. Then you've got this poor little kid, like, just stuck in the middle of it all. The people who do know who Kaleena Kiff is, because you'll see videos on YouTube of like New Leave It to Beaver or This Love Sidney, which is, I had never even heard of it, but I looked it up so I could talk about it intelligently to make this video. Everybody's like, oh, she's so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. But you know what? It's a really cute child, but what you have is a cute little boy, in my opinion. What do you guys think? The hair and bows and pigtails will get you every time. I mean, that is an adorable child, but you've got to like look at the face and all of the other signs that if you're on all transgender cast TV shows, they're not going to pick a normal little girl, a regular little girl, or even boy to be on it. They're going to pick one of their own. Here's another one of Tony Randall with like really high ears. One of my viewers said ears are important, like when they're high like that above the eyes. That's a female trait. Oval shape, tiny mouth. So, just saying. The creep factor in this photo is pretty high. You have this like swoozy Kurtz, very like male energy I'm getting from this with like the square shaped face and just hand and body in general. It just looks like a dude. Um, you can see where Kaleena, like that looks like a little boy right there to me. And then Tony Randall, who we've talked about, and then some creature in the background. I don't know what that is. Ugh. You've got to look at background people in shows and movies. They're also transgender, guys. Even like are all of the extras, and I'm sorry, my cats are playing and fighting. Might hear them in the background. That's like a cute photo, but you know. See how they have to make the hair and bangs like extra big like that? And this photo is creepy. Here's another big old tranny holding on to the kid. That's a man. This must be like the grandma, I think, on the show, like the mom's mom. But like what are those hands and legs and like yikes. These are photos from I think like the premiere of the show. Oh my gosh, it's such an early 80s look on all of them cuz that's when this show was made. Her square face. Aw, that's a cute picture. I'm going to show you cute, cute, then scary, okay? very cute. With all the stuffed animals. All right, and we think that's so cute, right? Aw. But okay, you can totally see the boy face now that some of that hair is out of the way. Cute little boy. But I see a boy face, but see that pose? Okay, most people, oh, look at how cute. Nope, nope, nope. See what they do? They always have to pose like this guy. That's your like Aleister Crowley symbolic like Satan pose there. Okay. So then I just wanted to show some pictures of Kaleena. Like this is when I had my crush because I didn't know anything about those other shows. I was a really little then. So I only saw her on this new Leave It to Beaver. And you're going to see some like kind of teenage boy male energy coming from these pictures. Um, Ignore the big side ponytail and big 80s hair. Not the most feminine of pictures there. You know, when I got the idea for this series, and yeah, this picture kind of says it all. The hair is pulled back, and you have a really cute, young boy's face. He's probably like 11 or 12 here, something like that. Ignore the necklace. Just look at the face here. Um, oh, and by the way, that's the mom on the new Leave It to Beaver. That's supposed to be Kelly Cleaver's mom. My, what big teeth you have, and what broad shoulders you have, right? Um, when I first got the idea for this series, I was going back and just thinking about all of the different people, like all of my different little, let's just call them, crushes, girl crush series. And I just thought, oh my gosh. And when I started looking up pictures of this person, because they weren't super famous or anything like that, I didn't even know her name, but it all made sense why my little body was having such reactions to these people. And the whole point of this is to call attention to like what a weapon the TV really is. It really messes with your mind. All you have to realize is that these shows are called programs. They are programming us. They are programming you and me to like think all of this is normal and really create a lot of sexual confusion, which this person really did. This little deceiver. I was like, I remember thinking like, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I like this girl? This girl is so blatantly a boy. Like he looks really evil in this picture. I think the face must be a little distorted here or something. Looks like a demon child. But look at the body and like the boy arms and the way it's standing and everything. Like that is definitely not a girl. Oh, looks a little creepy in that picture. And you've got the tranny parents back here. Look at the jaws on the mom over there. And we already talked about Tony Dow in my Leave It to Beaver video, which is linked here for you guys. If you haven't watched that already, you need to. And like Beaver just got Beaver, the name Beaver. Hello, Beaver. We all know what that means. He, she, they, them, it got weirder as it got older looking. Eddie Haskell with the oval face. Just, oh my gosh. And Barbara Billingsley, famous man, right? Man, uh, most loved TV mom is really a big old lurpy man. Just my opinions, just my speculations. So I'm like seven, around 7 years old, just probably like completely crushing over this person because look, it's like a really cute boy. This is and look at the lower ears, right? Here you can see he's a little older, just a nice looking young man. I get like really male energy from that one. I don't care. They're always putting this person in pink to fool you and me. If this person had on like a baseball cap and a sports jersey, it would totally just look like, a nice looking teenage boy, in my opinion. So they're always going for the pink and purple and, feminine clothes and stuff. Here's the tranny castmates again. Look at the mom's big old mouth and teeth and jaw. That's a guy, in my opinion. And Kaleena looking super cute, cute little boy. Okay, if you've made it this far, promise me one thing, because I saved the best for last. I always like to have a smoking gun. Here's an interview that's on YouTube, and I'll link it for you, of Kaleena Kiff. She is going into middle school here, and she's talking about the new Leave It to Beaver. I believe this is 1986 or 7. Hang on, let's look. Johnny Carson with New Leave It to Beaver, Kaleena Kiff, 1986. Okay, so I'm 7, and what did I say? She's 5 years older than me. So she's like 12, and she's talking about going into 7th grade. Now, ignore that braid. Okay, I need you guys to watch this interview because it's hilarious. She's, of course, dressed in all pink and white, and they're always putting her in real girly-looking clothes and colors and stuff. And Johnny Carson's asking her creepy questions about, do you have a boyfriend? Are you dating anyone? They always do that with these kids. It's so like disgusting. But she's like, yeah, no, like I like horses and I'd rather ride my horse and stuff. But the best part of this whole interview is he's like, so what do you want to do when you get older? I need you to watch this interview from 5 minutes and 3 seconds and watch about 20 seconds. You know, you can watch the whole thing if you want, but the most important part is right here at 5:03 when first he's like, so do you think you always want to be an actor? And she says no. She's like, I think I'll only do this, you know, for a little while, maybe until I'm like 16. And then she goes, I'll probably just be like an architect guy. Like she says, I'll probably just be like an architecture guy or something. So she says guy. How many young girls, 11, 12, you know, girls going into middle school, you know, that's like a very girly time. You're like entering middle school, going into 7th grade. And just like her mannerisms and everything during this interview, it's so like, you know, it's not girly at all. And she's like, yeah, I'll probably just be an architecture guy. That's my favorite part. I've been laughing at that all week. So please make sure you watch that. It's at 5:03. And yeah, her acting career was pretty short-lived after this whole thing. And oh yeah, I pulled up this picture we talked about the other day of Tony Dow's, somebody called them mesmerizing, you know, girly eyes. He got really pretty there for a moment in time. He was a very pretty boy. There was a channel, one of the OG transvestigation channels I used to watch, and I believe it was them that said, you know, like men aren't pretty. These men in Hollywood are all pretty because they're not actually men. So just keep that in mind. I had no idea Tony Dow was on a show with Michael J. Fox, who there's transvestigations about Michael J. Fox calling him a girl. It's so hard. That's so hard to believe. I grew up watching, you know, Family Ties, but we saw Kaleena there as a guest star on Family Ties, so I'm just gonna assume the worst at this point. This is a show called like USA High School or something, or a movie. Never heard of it until now. Just kind of, these were pictures I came across as I was looking for stuff about Kaleena Kiff. And stay tuned. If you were a Small Wonder fan like I was, does anyone remember this episode where they put the brother Jamie, I think his name was, in the dress like Vicky the Robot? Always doing weird old stuff like this, right? On these TV programs. So video on Small Wonder coming soon, most likely. Although I never had a crush on Vicky the Robot, but I really did like this show. All right, guys. Well, this video is getting long enough, and I'm giving you homework. Your homework is to go on YouTube and watch Johnny Carson with New Leave It to Beaver, Kaleena Kiff, 1986. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, please watch 20 seconds of it starting at 5:03 so you can have a laugh, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Just a quick announcement. I'm getting some like viewer requests for different transvestigations. So what I think I'll do is at the end of the month, at the end of every month, I'll like throughout the month, I'll write down the ones you guys are asking for, because the primary focus of my channel is like creepy stuff they make for kids. And that includes like my girl crushes growing up and just like weird shows for kids and movies and stuff like that. But I want to do your viewer requests. So I think I'll do a live stream at the end of each month with all of your viewer requests. I think that would be a really fun thing to do. Um, the after school special, thank you guys for liking that video. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I might start those up maybe at the end of summer, like around when school time is starting up. That might be a really fun time to get that series started. And I would like to watch those with you guys, so maybe we can figure out a way. Um, I don't know. I have a friend who introduced me to Discord. Maybe we can watch some of those on there. But I'm also keeping your all of your recommendations of shows and movies that you want me to watch, and I'll watch those and do videos on them. Okay. So all right, this is long enough. I really enjoyed making this video. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because I don't know how many people know of Kaleena Kiff, but now that I made it, I think it's a good thing to put this out there and just have more conversation about why we're attracted to certain people on TV and the way they kind of like mess with our mind. But none of this is meant to be disrespectful. She actually seemed like a really sweet person. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.